Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Let me arrange this. Hold on. I immediately had to pee when I came up here, and it's like, good thing I'm wearing vinyl, you know? I'm sorry, vegan leather is what I'm wearing. I am a vegan, and I haven't said that all day, so that feels good. I've been better than you all since 2015, so I don't preach to my friends, though. Most of my friends are meat eaters. If they come to visit me, I take them to the petting zoo for lunch, just like they like. All right. It got really quiet. Like, that's so weird. People. All right, but I don't want to say how many car seats had to die to make the bottom half of my outfit, but I'm also at an age, though, where I also need clothes that I can Windex and keep going for various reasons, you know, like if I feel joy, I might pee a little, like a dog that's happy to see you. So that's great. This is my hometown, so I'm from Cincinnati. Thank you. Yes, I also achieved the same thing that many of you have, but no, it's nice. It's nice. My friends who came out to see me, my family, my mother, sadly, she's right over there. Let's say hi, Mom. So she knows. I do that joke all the time. I'm happy you're here, just in case. I got one more night to stay, so I gotta be. Right. I really do like her. You won't know it, but no, she's like. I went to an open mic the other night. John runs an open mic at the Chameleon. It's really fun if you want to see it. And as I was leaving, my mom goes, "You can talk about us in your act." I'm like, "Okay, I will now with your permission, you know, because I've been doing it, you know." So, but I'm lucky. My family's really supportive. I quit my day job almost 6 months ago, and thank you to pursue my dream of starving to death. So it's going pretty good. I actually visited some of the parks here because I might need to live in them, you know, like if it doesn't go well. Wherever I go, I do travel all around for comedy. I work in the city, in Chicago. I work a lot of rooms. They're young, they're hip. I don't know if anybody been to Logan Square. It kind of reminds me of North Side now, you know. The way Northside is now, kind of like Santa's Village if it were hit by the opioid crisis. That's what my neighborhood's like. It's a hip though, you know. I'm starting to have a hot flash right now, I can tell you. It's hard to know between the vinyl and the perimenopause what's going on. I think it's menopause now. I've been engaged in the longest red tag going out of business sale for the last few years, and then nothing's happened. Then every once in a while it's like, hey, we're just going to let you bleed for a month and a half. Good luck. So eat spinach. Okay. I know it'll happen to you. Not for a while, probably. I mean, unless you die young, you know. I don't know. Which way do you want to go? Hey, look, I'm touching. I thought I'd be dead now, too, you know. Nobody was more surprised than me. They warn you about dying young. They don't warn you about not dying young, okay? So you guys see me after the show. Thank God this blazer's washable, too. It's from the Jacqueline Smith collection. Only my family would get older people. All right. But I do get to travel around. So I do sit rooms in the city, and then I'll go to a rural area and do a show there. Totally different audience. You know, I like that. Just because it's rural doesn't mean I don't want to brag, but I was in Fort Washington, Wisconsin called Chicken and Comedy Night, all right? Pretty glamorous. I was the feature, which means I was the chicken. So I wasn't the headliner. But you know, just because it's rural doesn't mean people don't turn out. They came out in their dress flannels and their going to court ball caps. You know, and the men look nice too. But I like doing shows in rural towns. I drive a lot for comedy, so especially in the winter, because in small towns, everybody drives a truck. They all have a plow on the front, and they all drink and drive. So I know on the way home, both sides of the road will be cleared when I get. It's great. Just have to wait it out, and that's how you drive safely. I do, working in, a lot of diverse rooms in the city, not as much here. It's pretty good for Northside. I remember when the only tourist attraction in Northside was the white mob. So that was a long time ago. Does anybody remember that? No? All right. Well, I didn't make it up, and I wasn't a part of it. All right. Well, this derailed. I will say, though, I want to do well in all rooms. So I'm liberal, but in a conservative room, I want to do well, whatever it is. I want people. I think everyone deserves to laugh, so I like the opportunity to work in front of a lot of different people. When I do a show that's more black people, this is the advice that I get from my friends. I'll say, I hope my material's funny, you never know if they're going to like you. And he said, my friends all go, don't say the N-word. That's like the only advice they give me, and not all my friends. That makes me sound terrible, but I think it's legitimate as a white person, because you never know when you're gonna have an episode and your ancestor's gonna pop out. You gotta watch it. So it's legit. Just because I don't say it doesn't mean I wasn't raised around people who did. Not this table. They didn't say it. It was before them. All right, really, my mom's like, you're sleeping in the yard tonight. My dad built a nice fort, though, so it'll be fine. That's my dad right there, too. I think he still claims me as his own. It's funny, you could be middle-aged, going through menopause, and still worried that your parents will be mad at you, This is great because, the last time I was here, my mom and I talked about, she said to me one time, they got this older house. It's old, and my dad's handy, but, not that handy. I mean, he's handy, but it's old. It just needs a lot of work. And my mom was like, we thought we'd leave you the house. And I was like, well, are you talking in the next 2 weeks? And also, we're the same age at this point, me and my parents. I'm like, I need it soon. By the time the way you two are taking along, I'm not going to want to take the stairs either when I get it, Just remember you said I can talk about you. I don't know what's worse, telling jokes about my family or hey, come watch me work, where my coworkers say come 50 times. Thanks for not doing any crowd work on my family. There's nothing better than doing a show and then having somebody ask your aunt how she feels about blowjobs, Believe me, my family has opinions about them, but we can talk to them one-on-one. But I do remember, I was talking about my friends who say the N-word. I was dating this guy. I dated a few people. Well, that's the interesting thing, too, is that I grew up here, but I didn't start stand-up until recently. And I moved away. I've been in Chicago a long time. Then I came back. I started going to open mics around here. And there's as usual, I'm most of the people doing comedy are less than half my age, right? So they'll get up doing jokes, and then I'm like, I bet I slept with some of your parents, Hey, can I see that sign-up list again? What'd you say your last name was, Especially the ones who said they had bad parents, because that was my type, I'm not married. I have never been married, although I am often told I seem divorced. So, figure I just look to the future, And I don't have any children. I don't mind I tend to date men my own age. I'm not really into younger men. I mean, I've been with some. They're okay. With them, facial hair's an issue, but I keep it trimmed. So, but men my age now, they come with their own kids. So, and I don't have any shame at the thought of being a stepmom, okay? Because I have stretch marks, so I have put the work in somewhere, all right? I feel like I should just be able to apply that to the new account, I'd like to transfer these, please. Here you go. A couple things there. I have comics, they're kind of, encourage them to call me mom, but they are like sort of like having children, like, because they embarrass me sometimes in public, like oftentimes working around younger comics. Now I like it. I like working around different ages. I like working around younger people. Younger people, they keep me in the zeitgeist, you know. Now I have no idea what that word means, all right, but neither do they, so it works out. But they will say things like sometimes their punchline age is my actual age, and often their punchline weight is my goal weight in Weight Watchers. So that's a new experience for me. But yeah, the men, like I said, the men that I date, they come, and I'm not dating right. My love life, I'm focused a lot on my career right now. I'm focused on comedy. My love life has slowed down too, because I started working the road. So I started driving. In Chicago, I used to take public transportation. And frankly, the men that like me are the kind of men that drink on the train. So, or hear the bus, you know, both. Really, I don't. And so my love life has slowed down since I've been driving, but I do want to be married before I die, and if it happens after, I'm open. You know, I'd like my parents to be able to walk me down the aisle, or you know, or do whatever they're gonna do. Just be there to see that. I think I worked in this office before I quit my last job. I worked in an office. My coworker was 30. She was getting married, and she's like, she was planning her wedding, and she asked me, what kind of wedding would you like to have, which is nice, or she knew I wasn't married. And I was like, well, Amanda, thank you for patronizing me. I think we can all agree that at the rate I'm going, whatever the home will throw is what... I'm not going to have a huge amount of say in the design of the event. They might let me input a little, but, you know, that's not terrible. I don't know if you've ever been to an assisted living facility, but the bathrooms are huge, all right? So I could definitely fit my bridal party in there, you know, you could get all the walkers, all the oxygen tanks that they're probably going to be on. Nobody would miss a breath. No tube would be rolled over. It wouldn't be a bridal shower as much as a bridal sponge bath, but I'll just sit right there on my potty chair. You can adorn it with some flowers. It'll be lovely. And then I figured they'll wheel us into the day room, and then they'll bring out a low glycemic cake, so that my groom and I can keep as many toes as possible as we step into our future together, or the light, whichever comes first, right? So then they'll cut the cake, and then my nurse will push a little cake into his mouth, and his nurse will push my teeth back in. You know, it'll be great. I got the light, so I gotta wind it up here, but also I gotta wipe down. So when I was here, I'm Gen X. Generation X. I like to say that, you know, I'm not Gen Z, I'm Gen X. I think that makes me sound cool when really it sounds like something that my doctor would prescribe me for bone density issues, right? Oh, getting a dowager's hump? Try Gen X, you know? Then I hit something with a pickleball racket, which all my friends are playing pickleball, and these are people that do not shut up about their knees, all right? But they are out there playing pickleball. I don't know what it's like. I don't know, it's like that movie, what's that movie where they jumped in the pool? Cocoon, thank you. All the people that could be in the movie could not remember the name. Thank you. Myself included. But, so anyway, when I was here last time, I was with my friends, and we're all Gen Xers, we're all cool, we think we're cool, and it's like, I remember being with my mom's friends, and now, like, they all talk about their ailments and their aches, their pains and their surgeries, and I'm like, I'm never doing that. Well, this last time I was here, last Christmas, I turned that corner, okay? And all of a sudden, me and all my Gen X friends are talking about our Gen X ailments. Like, oh, God, do you know any good yoga instructors on YouTube to take care of this skateboard sciatica I've got? Do you know a homeopathic remedy for mosh pit arthritis? I was gonna get my tattoo touched up, but my doctor just put me on blood thinners. What the fuck? What's the turnaround time on that, you know? I never learned how to skateboard, and we thought about, my friend and I, who's 50, she thought about doing it. We thought about doing it during the pandemic. My friend's like, we could take a class. You know, I'm like, let me ask some of my skateboard friends that have been doing it since we were young if they thought that was a good idea. And my friend's like, well, do you think you could accessorize a broken collarbone? And I'm like, no, I guess not. So we didn't do it, but I didn't do it just because I thought I would be bad and be injured. I was more worried about learning how to skateboard in middle age and being good at it, right? And then I'd be in some parking lot and I'd be out there ollieing off something in my Skechers, and then some young person would film me on their phone, and then they would clip it and it would go viral under the heading, "Watch this granny really shred," you know? I was like, I'm not ready for that. All right, you guys, that's it for me. Give it back up for Wayne. Thank you so much. I'm going to do it just because I finally have merch. So I got a couple of things. If you're interested, I've got a sticker that says "Cursed with Hope." Then it's got my website. And then I have this patch it's iron-on, and it's the AARP logo, but it's the anarchy symbol because I'm punk fucking rock, right? And it says "Retired Punk," and it's got my website. So if you want those, they're $3 and $5. So thanks very much.